Hello and welcome to Dave's Delightful Dishes. As always, I'm Dave, and it's such a delight to have you here with me today in my kitchen. And today we have some cold weather's come back through at the time of filming here, and I'm continuing on with my, comfort foods, things that'll warm you up on a cold day. And today we're gonna do Swedish meatballs. Let's check it out. Now, the cool thing about Swedish meatballs are, one, they're very easy to make, two, they're delicious, and three, they're really versatile. They can be a meal, they can be an appetizer, they can be a snack. They're great for tailgates, they're great for parties, they're great for just your typical family dinner. And they can be made as, they can be pre-made as much as you like. Now, I'm going to use today some frozen meatballs that you can get in your freezer aisle. But I also am going to give you the link to my meatball recipe if you want to make them yourself. No problem. Either which way will be lovely. This is just a time saver because it's, these are ready to go. All we got to do is put them in a 350-degree oven for 30 minutes. So these are going to go in right now. And while they're cooking, we're going to get everything else going. All the rest of our ingredients, which you will see here, are going to be taken care of on the cooktop. So we're going to go ahead and switch over and I will show you the preparation of the sauce. All right, so I've got a nice deep-sided pan here, which I'm going to put 4 tablespoons of butter into. And we got to let that melt. So I've got the pan on high right now, and we're just going to let this do its thing. And once we have melted butter, I'll be back with you. All right, this butter is just about ready and my meatballs are out of the oven. So I need to take that 3 tablespoons of flour, drop that in, and we're going to whisk this until everything is golden brown. I've got it on kind of medium heat right now because I don't want anything to burn. And you see it's already starting to brown up lightly, but I want to give it a little bit more. And make sure that flour is well incorporated. And it's nice and foamy. And you see how that's starting to look a little bit more golden brown there? I think we are now ready. We're going to start incorporating 2 cups of beef broth. And whisk hard, because you want to keep it from getting lumpy. Now I got to get this. I'm putting this back to medium heat, and just continuing to stir it so that it doesn't solidify in any spots. You don't get any lumps. I'm going to let that come up to temperature a little bit, and I'm going to add in a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, a 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. Stir that in with it. As well as a pinch of salt, and then 1 more pinch of salt. So 2 little pinches of salt, and a nice little grind of black pepper. Now this is starting to thicken up, so I need to put in my cup of heavy cream. And we're going to stir that together. And I need to add 2 more ingredients here, which is a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce and a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. And we're whisking and whisking and whisking until this comes together as kind of a creamy sauce. And I'll bring it down to medium-low now because I don't want it to burn. And I may have to adjust salt and pepper if needed. We'll taste that before it's go time. But as you can see, it's just thickening up, and we're trying to get into a nice, kind of a, thick, creamy sauce. Let me give that a little taste. That's just about perfect. You're gonna, do salt and pepper to your own personal taste. For me, those 2 little pinches was enough. If you want it saltier, no problem. And I'm gonna do a grind of pepper at the end anyway. So now, I'm gonna start incorporating some meatballs. I've got my tray of meatballs here. And they are going in. I'm gonna put this on low for the meantime. I'm gonna put as many meatballs as I can fit in and have it still be very saucy. You can, I used a whole bag for this because I'm going to use any leftover meatballs for something else. But if you're making them, you want to think maybe a half package to a full package, depending on how many people you're planning on serving. All right, let me get these stirred together and see how things are looking. Oh yeah, plenty of room for more. If you start getting your meatballs crowded in where it doesn't seem like there's enough sauce to go around, then you've gone too far. Although it's hard to say, I'm not in the habit of saying, "Wow, that is too many meatballs." But look at that. I'm going to bring it back up to medium heat. We want to cook this for another couple of minutes. And then back down to medium-low once it starts simmering on the edges. And I've got just a couple more meatballs, so I'm going to make sure I get them all. There we go. Oop. Low heat, because we're starting to get a thickening scum on the top. How your gravy will get a little layer on the top of it. We want to try to avoid that. Just keep stirring to combine it. And then we're going to leave this on low, and I'm going to put the lid on for about 3 minutes, just to let these flavors come together. And we'll see you back when that's ready. Okay, 3 minutes have elapsed. I'm getting great smells coming up from underneath this lid. And if you look, it's all come together. We've got a really nice thick sauce, and the meatballs are all coated. And if you were going to do this for like a potluck or a dinner party, you could just transfer this to a crock pot right now. And that's ready with toothpicks to be an hors d'oeuvre. Or we can take it back to our workstation and we're going to make it a meal. We'll see you over there. All right, meatballs are done, and I've made up some sides for this, which is, in this case, buttered noodles and some steamed broccoli. So since this is a dinner, that's how I'm going to set that up. So I've got my 3 pillars of food: starch, green, and meat. So I'm going to get a nice big pile of these meatballs because they're small. If you make bigger meatballs, you put fewer on the plate. There we go. We got like 8 of them. Let's make it 9. I like an odd number. And then pour some of this lovely sauce over the noodles. And then, because we're nothing if not fancy here, I got some chopped parsley, which I'm going to just sprinkle over the top. And just like that, well, that is delicious. Just like that, we have something that's really delightful. Now, this is a recipe that really, really brings it to the table. It has lots of flavor, and my goodness, I mean, this whole thing took 30 minutes. And we were making the sauce while the meatballs were finishing off. Now, if you want to make your own meatballs, it might take a little bit longer, but that's just the preparation of the meat. Honestly, this is a win-win for a weeknight dinner, and certainly no one's going to go, ooh, if it's at a party or if you bring it to a tailgate or a potluck. This is something you want to put in your regular regimen. And the ingredients for it are so common, I didn't even have to go to the store. I mean, I happen to have meatballs in the freezer, but realistically, as long as you have something like that around, you're not going to need a lot of shopping time to be able to make this recipe happen. So give it a try and tell me what you think. Tell me what you did differently. And you can do that either in the comments here, in which case please do, and also hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, or you can go to my Facebook page, which I'll have linked for Dave's Delightful Dishes Facebook page, or my Instagram, all of which are great places to leave comments and see what I'm doing and what I'm up to next. You can also check out my Spreadshirt app there on my Facebook page, which has aprons and other merchandise of mine, which I would love to have you support me by buying some if there's something you like. Anyhow, keep those food challenges coming in. There's more in the future. I just got a nice new round of people suggesting things. So stay tuned, and I'll see you at the next recipe. Have a wonderful day.